The United Kingdom could possibly experience what we here in South Africa have come to know as load shedding or rolling blackouts. The power cuts, though, will be less severe than ours, as only expected to last for about 4 days. The possibility of that even happening will depend on a number of factors, such as bad weather conditions or a possible gas shortage from Europe. The UK government, though, assuring its citizens that this possibility of load shedding there is unlikely. Let's discuss this now with our correspondent in London, Julia Chapman. Julia, good afternoon. Welcome to Today here on eNCA. Well, in South Africa, load shedding has become part of our daily routine, but currently we get a bit of a respite. But we had the worst just recently in different stages. Why is the UK thinking now that there could be likelihood of rolling blackouts or power cuts for 4 days in the future in the UK?
Well, this is a concept that the UK is not particularly familiar with. There are occasional blackouts in the UK, but they are very localized, very short and very rare. But now we are seeing energy prices rising significantly, and the government is putting out its preparedness planning. Some of that information has been leaked, and we understand that in the reasonable worst case scenario, as it's being called, there could be 4 days of load shedding or managed electricity blackouts, as they're being called here, in January next year. Now, that would only happen, according to reports, if there are but lower than average temperatures in the UK, as well as a shortage in imports of electricity from countries like France and Norway. The UK is quite heavily dependent on importing some of its energy. It also has a lower storage capacity than many countries in Europe. So the chances of this happening are very unlikely, but they are possible. And now we are being warned that this is one of the possible scenarios in the winter to come. Now, this is already as UK consumers are facing a really challenging time with their energy bills. They are expected to skyrocket even further in the months to come. So the idea that potentially businesses and households could be faced with blackouts despite the amount of money that they are having to pay is a really shocking one for many to stomach.
So the national grid operator there is preparing for some shortages in terms of what you're just saying. But I understand experts in the UK are looking to South Africa. I mean, we've got rich experience here with load shedding, which is nothing that anybody wants, because it does affect your level of confidence in the economy and generally your outlook, or, your optimism outlook.
Yes, certainly there are a number of considerations, and undoubtedly the UK will be looking to countries like South Africa to see how these blackouts are managed, where they happen, how long for, and what the impact is in various ways. What we don't yet know is exactly what this plan looks like. Because this is only being considered as one of a number of possible scenarios, the details are still pretty thin on the ground. We don't yet have an understanding as to whether it would be businesses that are shut down in order to manage the load on the national grid, or whether households could be experiencing that too. And if it is households that have to deal with this, what the knock-on effect could be, because there would be huge ramifications for a number of people. We understand that what is being considered is a certain number of hours a day in the morning and in the afternoon where there would not be electricity. So a really alarming prospect for many people here in the UK, but the government is very keen to stress that this is still looking like a really unlikely scenario. This is just one of a number of possibilities that is being prepared for.
Yeah, but many of the places in the UK, you rely on gas for heating up and cooking and stuff like that. Is there going to be pressure? Is there an anticipated pressure then also on gas because of the war in Russia and Ukraine?
Yes, absolutely. Although the UK does not import any gas from Russia directly, it is having a knock-on effect here in the UK. The whole war in Ukraine, the rise in energy prices globally, because of course the UK is still having to import a lot of its energy, particularly gas. So undoubtedly we are seeing the impact here as well, and many households are already trying to skimp on the gas that they are using, the electricity that they are using, simply because it is becoming less less and less affordable. We are seeing a really stark cost of living crisis coming into effect in the UK. It is being driven very strongly by energy prices. Right now, the average UK annual household energy bill is around £2,000. We're being warned that that could rise to more than £4,000 by January, so doubling. And the UK government is offering support to households in an effort to buffer some of this, to protect households from the effects of these rising prices. But some are saying that is simply not going far enough, because what we are seeing right now is truly unprecedented. Of course, many countries around the world are suffering from high energy prices, but the UK is suffering enormously as well.
Thank you very much, Julia, for your update from the UK about that likelihood that now the UK's national energy supplier is hinting to, but they say not likely at this stage, but they're pushing the date to January next year. They could be experiencing what we've come to know as load shedding for 4 days in January. We'll have to see and wait what's going to happen at the time. Now,